Scranton Joe Biden. Yesterday, President Joe Biden traveled to Scranton, Pennsylvania to drum up support for his $3.5 trillion plus $1 trillion infrastructure plan, returning to a beloved hero's welcome to Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Biden! Fuck Joe!
Wow, what an enthusiastic reception.
Fuck Joe Biden!
Joe is just loved by everyone. Let's see if we get a different reaction here from the local news media.
This trip, of course, has a lot of people excited about his visit.
She says that, and this guy's got a giant F Joe Biden flag behind the reporter on the scene while this lady's saying, "Oh, everyone loves Joe Biden."
Hey, Cody?
Look behind Cody there. American flag, and then a bunch of flags telling Joe Biden what he can go do with himself.
Nick and Candace, good evening. The president just went off Lackawanna Avenue about 5 minutes ago, and dozens of supporters.
It looks like there are more people there telling Joe Biden to go F himself than supporters. Let's take a look at the supporters. Okay, here's the supporters.
Looking forward to seeing the president come back.
Women for Trump, nice to see.
Gas prices, forcing vaccines, and more. Along the president's route, many of them chanting vulgar words towards the...
We don't have a king or a monarch here. We have a president that is elected, and we're able to criticize our elected officials, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to let them know that there is another side to this, and he is not the most popular president in the history of our country.
When I started watching footage of President Biden speaking with this pitch, I noticed that the camera never panned. If you ever watch any footage of Donald Trump's rallies or speeches in his 4 years as president, the camera would always pan back and show you the crowd. No news outlet had any footage of the crowd greeting Joe Biden at this speech. Hail to the chief, something we don't really hear that often this year. Wow, what a crowd of well-wishers there for...
Please welcome the President of the United States, Joe Biden, accompanied by Shane Trolley.
Wow, it's an honor to see Shane. Oh look, Shane's a common guy wearing blue jeans and a country shirt. You can tell that's some phony Democrat trying to look like an average Joe. If you just skim through this video, watch this little summary here. I'll try to do this smoothly. Not once in this hour-long clip does the camera ever pull back to show the audience.
And it does not increase the debt. When you talk about the number, we shouldn't even talk about the numbers because it's all paid for, written in the same piece of legislation. So you pass the spending, you're also passing the tax cuts, and you're passing the taxes that are going to be increased.
This guy sounds like a lunatic. Now look at that. Look right at the camera. Okay, right there. I've never seen President Biden do this, but he looked straight at the camera on television. This is called breaking the fourth wall. He looked straight at the camera as if he knew there were only one television camera at this event. Either someone's waving a sign at him saying, "You're done, go home, you're not allowed to speak anymore," but he got the message that this is where he winds up the speech. Okay, this is a Fox Business feed, and yet Joe Biden's looking right at Fox Business. What does this tell you? This means that there were no other video cameras permitted at this event. They didn't want anybody to see how few people were at this event. Okay, so this was a preview from someone called Canada Hub. You can see city officials, but look at the amazing audience this guy has. There's 3 rows of chairs for Joe Biden. That's it. That's his rally. 80 million people voted for this guy, and they can't get more than 3 dozen people to show up to hear him speak. How did he get 80 million votes? Maybe Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook has an answer for that. But I'm just not seeing how this man became president with 80 million votes when he cannot draw a crowd equivalent to a fish fry or a flea market.
Scranton, thanks for always treating me so nicely. I really mean it. God bless you all. And may God protect our troops. Thank you.
They need protection from Joe Biden's military policies. The reporter vainly tries to get him to answer one question, but he knows he is not in charge of the White House. He is not truly president. Therefore, he knows he is no longer permitted to take any questions from anyone.
Thank you.
Now watch him. He turns to his left. He's looking at someone, waves his arms as if he's awaiting instructions from the people over there. There was absolutely no one over there that Biden was gesturing to. He just was gesturing for the camera. This is a scheme that requires the collusion of the entire news media, where the entire news media collaborates with the image and optics of the White House, where they will not show you this image. They will not show you that Biden's talking to 36 hand-picked Democrat officials. There are no other cameras allowed at the event. Remember how Donald Trump would complain about how CNN and others wouldn't carry him live? Well, Donald Trump allowed all news media at his rallies. Why doesn't Joe Biden permit the same press freedoms as President Donald Trump? Why is it so necessary to control this man? They're not controlling access to him. They're controlling the president himself. Why? Hundreds of reporters, news editors, and photographers are in on the scheme. Why? Why doesn't every news outlet have this photo? None of them have this photo anywhere on their news sites, their so-called news sites. Why? Because their job is to control the news, not to report it. So I've provided links with my video if you want to try to watch these videos yourself. Probably the most honest video is this one. Everything else is spin. Everything else is optics. Look at this. There are more people who showed up to protest Joe Biden in Scranton than are sitting in front of him to hear him speak. And this guy got 80 million votes? Are you kidding me? How?